Hello, my name is Denis Perrault. I'm the mayor for the city of Swift Current, and I'd like to walk you through our 2018 municipal budget. The theme of our 2018 budget is making a difference. Our entire organization, from city council to senior administration to our staff, is tasked with making a difference in the lives of our residents each and every day. In order to do that, we must effectively manage the funds that are available to us to achieve the greatest results. Our 2018 budget certainly had challenges to overcome, with tough decisions and choices to be made. This budget is modest on new spending commitments, but still mindful of community growth and how we can make a positive difference in the lives of our community members. Before we go into the nuts and bolts of our 2018 budget, we'd like to take a few minutes to look at a fantastic 2017. As we plan ahead for our future, it's also essential to look back and take note of the strides we have made within our community over the last year. We've been very fortunate to collaborate with some great partners in 2017, highlighted by our partnership with S3 Enterprises to create the beautiful community garden that overlooks the creek near Elmwood, and the continued construction of the Centennial Plaza in our new Centennial Market District. Our partnership with Saskatchewan's Ministry of Highways and Infrastructure to install overhead lighting along the Trans-Canada Highway corridor through our city, as well as our collaboration with the ministry to significantly improve on Memorial Drive. Our agreement with SaskPower to increase capacity at South Hill Reservoir. Our partnership with Saskabilities to provide public transit and recycling services to our community. And our re-established partnership with Innovation Credit Union for the renewed naming rights to our city's busiest arena. With a goal of 25 by 25, we've made great strides in 2017 to achieve new and exciting growth in our city, including significant development taking place at Cypress Point, with 16 lots sold as of December 1st at this premier residential community, and 7 single-family lots sold at Saskatchewan Valley between January 1st and December 1st of 2017, as well as continued construction at Phase 1 of South Monroe Industrial Park to establish an inventory of industrial lots that will be available for purchase in the near future. Significant development at our acquired school sites that will offer new park space and new residential opportunities in Swift Current. And a redevelopment plan that enthusiastic residents worked with the city to finalize, featuring semi-detached housing along with a renewed neighborhood green space at the former St. Joe's school site. With a major focus of our 2017 budget on renewal, there were indeed several renewal projects worth highlighting, including the beautiful new NHL caliber floor, ice surface, benches, glass, and boards at our Innovation Credit Union i-plex, which in 2018 will also see the addition of brand new LED lighting. We also installed a more efficient chiller at Fairview Arenas, new and upgraded campsites at Kinetic Park, continued our transition from overhead to underground power lines in our downtown core, the ongoing rehabilitation of our storm sewer throughout our city, and our paved streets, our curbs and sidewalks, and the South Railway Bridge. We do have some projects from our 2017 budget that are not yet complete, such as the work at the CPR Weir, which we are still exploring more cost-effective engineering designs before we complete, and the Herbert Street Rehabilitation Project, which remains dependent on federal and provincial funding, and the traffic structures at Central Avenue North and the North Service Road, which await delivery of the structures. 2017 has seen us place a great deal of emphasis on enhancing customer service, assuring we take the necessary steps to continue to serve our growing community well. The upgrades to our utility billing and taxation software will soon allow customers to access their accounts and make payments online, all the while improving our staff productivity. While our new IP-based phone system will allow better communication between the public and city departments while reducing costs. And our expansion of Fibre to additional city facilities will vastly increase productivity with faster connection speeds and public Wi-Fi available at more city facilities. Now, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the excitement and energy that flowed through our community in 2017 as a result of some pretty incredible events. Our community asked for more events, and the City of Swift Current delivered. In its 7th year, our Market Square continued to grow and thrive, resulting in a Saskatchewan Municipal Award. I'd like to thank Marlene Johnson and our many volunteers for their continued commitment to our market. The SaskPower Windscape Kite Festival and Long Days Night combined for an attendance of 11,500 people, generating $2.8 million in economic benefit to our community. And we as a community would like to say thank you to Shan Gowan and her legion of volunteers for another amazing festival this past June. In 2017, we launched a program to recognize events such as Canada 150 and Remembrance Day through specially painted crosswalks. And on May the 29th, in support of Pride Week, we became the first city in Saskatchewan to have a permanent rainbow crosswalk. Meanwhile, Go Green Friday, in partnership with Stark and Marsh and Innovation Credit Union, saw the addition of beautiful green space at the Flag Court on Central Avenue. It was a fantastic year for local sports, as our Swift Current Broncos came within a breath of beating the Regina Pats in round 2 of the WHL playoffs, while our Swift Current 57s continued their dominance of the WNBL with a second consecutive championship. And of course, year 2 of the CCA Finals Rodeo was another major success at the Innovation Credit Union i-plex. And speaking of the i-plex, a beautiful new atrium area was constructed above the south entrance, along with 2 conference rooms to accommodate meetings and events. Meanwhile, the newly minted Dixon Community Center, formerly known as St. Pat's School, boasts an incredible new play structure complete with a pour-and-play surface. Lastly, we are very excited to hold our annual Christmas tree lighting at Market Square on November the 23rd. 2017 was a very special year across our country as we celebrated Canada's 150th birthday. And we did it in style here in Swift Current with custom paving stones and flags throughout our community. Canada 150 was of course the theme of the Kiddies Day Parade through downtown to Memorial Park. And our city float for the Canada Day Parade was a celebration of our great nation. Frontier Days had another successful year as a staple event in our city that took place during Canada Day long weekend. Well, I joined Chief Starblanket and the representatives from Tree Canada to help plant a special tree to commemorate Canada 150 at our flag court. Finally, we were very fortunate to play a part in the Canada 150 mural, with Swift Current's contribution being unveiled in late September at Market Square. This mural now has a permanent home on the north side of City Hall. In Swift Current, we pride ourselves on being a safe and caring community. And during the summer, we celebrated our 1,000th person becoming Safe Places Youth Certified. Later in the summer, we were very proud to see the town of Gull Lake take up this challenge and begin the process of becoming a Safe Places community itself. And throughout the year, we were thrilled to see the staff and volunteers from a number of local businesses and organizations become Safe Places Youth Certified. As a council, we'd like to say thank you to former Mayor Jared Schaefer, who started this initiative in January of 2016. Now, we had the opportunity to visit several seniors facilities this year and public spaces to talk about fraud prevention as part of our Being Senior initiative. Our fire department continued its incredible community outreach, most notably with Swift Current's youth in discussing fire prevention throughout the year. In September, a large group of city staff, along with local emergency service partners, took part in a 2-day exercise preparing us for our actions and response to emergency situations, ensuring that we have the right people in the right places with the right knowledge to act quickly and appropriately in the event of a significant emergency in our community. Meanwhile, our Swift Current RCMP continued its strong commitment to making the community a safer place to live, with its primary focus on reducing illicit drug availability and abuse in our city. To date, in 2017, they have seized drugs with a street value of over $145,000, along with $80,000 in Canadian currency, 3 vehicles, and 5 firearms. This year, and every year, our community services team does an outstanding job making our city look vibrant and beautiful, from colorful planter boxes on our community streets to naturally spectacular green spaces, and from acres upon acres of perfectly maintained parks, playgrounds, and athletic fields, to the breathtaking Chinook Parkway that winds its way through our community. In 2017, we moved quickly to prepare for the upcoming 2019 Western Canada Summer Games. We're very confident that we'll put on a spectacular games at a fraction of the cost that previous communities have borne. And we feel fortunate that the capital upgrades to recreational facilities that we are doing ahead of the games will benefit the entire community for years to come. The official games office opened and is up and running at the Dixon Community Center. And the installation of new amenities such as beach volleyball courts at Riverside Park, they're already in place. We have lots of work ahead of us, but we're excited about putting on an excellent games right here in Swift and showcasing our thriving community. All in all, it's been a fantastic 2017 so far. And now, I'd like to walk you through our 2018 capital budget. Every capital investment we make has a significant long-term impact on the community we serve. Whether our residents realize it or not, city infrastructure makes a huge impact on our daily lives. Well-maintained, rehabilitated, and new infrastructure allows us to go about our lives with little to no disruption so we can safely get around our community, access water and power, enjoy recreation and culture amenities and activities, dispose of waste, grow, and so much more. But all of our decisions that we make as a council, we must be able to ask this question. How can we be sure that our capital investments will best serve the entire community? We can be sure by focusing on responsible renewal, which is the use of good and sound judgment in replacing or repairing infrastructure that is failing, worn out, run down, or broken. Preparing our capital budget is about setting priorities for our organization and for our community. Each capital project has been vetted against such constraints as necessity, cost, time, scope of project, and the broad stroke impact that it has on our community. And now, I'd like to highlight our key capital projects for 2018. Fibre Optic Network Backbone. This is a long-term annual project to connect city facilities to City Hall via fiber optic connections. A server upgrade. This project will see us upgrade our outdated server systems to ensure that we don't experience an interruption in service. These are two examples of old equipment that need to be replaced in this picture, and here you can see new servers containing the equivalent of everything in the previous slide. We have a protective services facility design. The scope of this project is to design a new facility to house fire and police services. The purpose of this project is to prepare us for grant eligibility by confirming a site location and ensuring that we are shovel-ready should grants become available. The Southern Urban Growth Area. These 6 quarters in the southwest area of our city will eventually be developed. But before that can happen, we're going to develop a plan that sees transparent expectations and identifies future infrastructure needs in this area. Northeast Expansion Neighborhood. This budget is for the preliminary design of future development in Sask Valley, preparing us for additional immediate growth and ultimately providing residential inventory for the next 10 years. The Riverside Parking Lot. We'll be adding 31 new parking stalls in the northeast area of the park, as our public has asked for additional parking at the park to address congestion and safety issues. The parking lot will be located directly north of the tennis courts, and in this photo, you can see the location where the new lots will be located in our park. Parkway development in the northeast. This project will see us continue on with the pathway extension, and our 2018 work includes bank stabilization, preparation for the boardwalk structure, The construction of a path from behind Regier Honda to the Mayor's Grove. Community services equipment replacement. The main items that are being replaced are 2 riding lawnmowers that are used to beautify our community and keep our golf course well maintained. Chinook Golf Course cart and storage shed. This project involves the construction of a 70-foot by 36-foot metal-clad storage shed with a concrete floor. This is to allow us to store our golf carts and charge them year-round, preserving cart battery capacity and cart condition. The i-plex kitchen renovations. The scope of this project will include the complete renovation of our current kitchen, replacing all cabinets, equipment, cleaning systems, and place settings. The upgrades will result in a more aesthetically pleasing kitchen that'll meet current health and safety codes. i-plex electrical upgrades. This project involves speaker replacement in the south area of the arena, as the current sound system was not updated during the i-plex renovations in 2006 and is now 20 years old. The completion of this project will enhance the experience at the i-plex for all users during the many events that take place there every day. Museum washroom upgrades. Our museum and visitor center is a major stop for people when they come to our city, with over 15,000 visits per year. We anticipate an even higher volume of visitors in 2019 during the Western Canada Summer Games. The aging washrooms at the facility need to be upgraded to meet current health and safety standards. The Riverside Park tennis courts. Developed in the 1980s, these courts require resurfacing as well as synthetic covering as there are numerous cracks in the base. Simply adding a synthetic covering without an asphalt lift would be a very temporary solution that wouldn't last, and in their current condition, the courts are becoming inadequate for regular use. The school site development. When we acquired this site, we went to the public and we asked what they wanted to see happen with this land. What we learned through consultation is they wanted a community center, a soccer pitch, and a playground. By the end of 2018, all of these new amenities will be available on this site. Downtown Streetscape Rehabilitation. This annual program is tied to our downtown master plan to revitalize and beautify our downtown core, the economic and cultural heart of our city. As you see in the picture on the left, the existing bricks, which are 30 years old, are in rough shape. We'll be using a better, more durable product that will require less future maintenance. The image on the right indicates the unique brick pattern that will be used. Paved streets, sidewalks, and curb and rehabilitation. This is an annual program to complete patching, overlays, and reconstruction of city streets, sidewalks, and curbs. And in 2018, we plan to complete 3 kilometers of street and sidewalk rehab. Infrastructure and operations equipment replacement. We have equipment that we're looking to replace in 2018. These units have exceeded their life expectancy and are due for replacement. What you see on the screen is a sanding truck used to reduce ice on city streets, a loader used for snow removal, loading trucks, backfill, and as a forklift, a skid steer that will be used for a variety of applications in our city streets and our roadways department, and a bucket truck used to help our staff work safely at heights. Here you see asphalt reclamation equipment. This piece of equipment is a little different than what we're used to. It's an asphalt zipper used to grind and mill existing roads for cost-effective rebuilds. This process allows us to reuse materials from existing roads for rebuilds rather than diverting them to the landfill. Lane maintenance equipment. Back lanes require a great deal of time and resources as deterioration forms ruts, potholes, and low spots. Our residents have asked us to improve our lane maintenance, and the purchase of this grader will allow us to better shape lanes for improved drainage. Storm Sewer Capital Replacement Program. This is an annual program to replace pipes and restore surfaces in order to prevent the risk of localized flooding. System improvement. This is an ongoing project to move our overhead power lines underground in our downtown core. This will enhance public and employee safety, reduce maintenance costs, and prevent equipment failure. To date, we have completed approximately 50% of this project. East Landfill Slope Grading. Our permit to operate the East Landfill with the Ministry of the Environment requires a flattening of the slope grade. Therefore, the slope will be reduced from a 4:1 to a 3:1 grade. This ongoing project will see sections of the slope graded over a 10-year period. East Landfill Stormwater Leachate Pond. Our East Landfill requires the existing stormwater ditch to be cleaned out, reshaped, and fitted with a proper liner, as it provides storage for stormwater runoff until it is released into the lagoon. This is a regulatory requirement of the Ministry of the Environment in order to maintain our operating permit. The East Landfill Scalehouse. Our current Scalehouse is well past its lifespan and needs to be replaced to continue serving our customers at the landfill. South Hill Pressure Zone Improvements. AECOM began an assessment of the South Hill Pressure Zone in 2015, developing an options report for improvements to stabilize the system. We will be proceeding with the 2016 recommendations to upgrade 350 meters of water main from South Hill Reservoir to Marsden Street. Actiflo Clarifiers Air Scour System. Clean and safe drinking water is very important to our community, and we're installing a new system that will enhance our ability to clean our clarifiers. Saskatchewan Valley. This budget is for the completion of the current phase of the Sask Valley residential subdivision. The scope of work includes asphalt top lifts, lane paving, sidewalks, and rough grading. I'd like to highlight that all the money that we invest in property development comes back to us as we sell these properties. Force main upgrades. 2 of our lift stations, force mains, tie directly into each other, causing backup challenges. As further land is developed in this area, we will see this issue get worse if we do not resolve it. Scott and Adam Street Servicing. In conjunction with Waker Road realignment, deep utilities and surface works on intersecting streets require extension. In 2018, work will take place at Scott and Adam Street, including extensions of existing water mains, sanitary mains, storm mains, and roadways. South Monroe Industrial Servicing. Construction began in 2017, including lot grading and deep underground utilities. In 2018, we will continue with the shallow underground utilities, street lighting, and landscaping. As of right now, we don't have any industrial lots available for purchase in Swift Current. This will allow us to meet continued demand for such lots in 2018. Now, I'd like to walk you through our 2018 operating budget. The goal of our operating budget is making it work. By making a commitment to service, making responsible decisions, and making every dollar count. There are uncontrollable factors that are impacting our 2018 operating budget. The first is the combination of grants in lieu and revenue sharing, which are administered directly by our province. Grants in lieu paid on Crown properties by the province were removed beginning in April 2017, creating a reduction of $587,000 annually to our city. As a result of a slowed down economy in Saskatchewan, we saw a decrease in provincial PST revenue, meaning we as a city will receive $288,000 less in 2018. The second is policing revenue. Skype-based court appearances will cause a decrease in the fees we can collect. Here we're purchasing new software that allow us to become more efficient and provide greater customer service, such as online utility billing. And our labor force keeps our city moving and growing, and each individual that we employ or contract is a key contributor to our success. In order to honor previously signed labor agreements, we will have some added costs in 2018. I would, however, like to highlight that again in 2018, we will not be staffing any new positions at the City of Swift Current. To summarize our operating budget, the combination of decreased provincial and policing revenue, factors that are outside of our control, total $915,000. And the software enhancements and the labor increases total $202,000. We offer a high level of service that speaks to our amazing quality of life, and we are committed to continue serving our community at the same high level as we always have. This commitment to serve the people of our community will ensure Swift Current remains a strong, vibrant, safe, and growing city for years to come. To maintain our service levels, we must fill a $1.12 million operating gap, of which 82% is made up of decreased provincial revenue. We believe that this is the responsible choice. How does this impact you, our ratepayer? Well, before we even started making our 2018 budget plans, we were faced with significant factors. Decreased provincial and policing revenue, driving a 5.72% increase. We also have our financial strategy, driving a 6% increase. And in comparison, this council approved small increases in the amount of 0.15% to our capital and 1.27% to our operating. This means that the average home with an assessed value of $280,000 will see an increase of $195 on their 2018 tax bill. This equates to $16.25 a month. When we look at the line items on this slide, we know that this is the final year of the financial strategy, so it won't be there in 19. And while we can't speak for the province, we don't anticipate any further revenue reductions next year. Each year, the goal we set for ourselves is to make a positive difference in the lives of the residents that we serve. Our budget is the tool that allows us to achieve this goal by providing funds for us to take care of the infrastructure that keeps our city moving and connected, and for us to employ an incredible team of individuals who work hard each and every day to take care of our customers. By continuing to invest in both our infrastructure and our people, we are fulfilling our promise of a bright future to the generations that follow. And the truth is, our future depends on their future. In closing, I'd like to talk about growth and the tremendous opportunity our city has before us. We've enjoyed continued growth in our community this past year, with 172 new business licenses and 156 building permits issued so far here in 2017. Our 2016 Saskatchewan health-covered population was 18,185, the highest it's ever been in our history. And we know we're going to see an even bigger number when the 17 data is released in the spring. These numbers clearly indicate more people are choosing to live and to invest in Swift Current. Ultimately, that means a better community for all of us, with better opportunities for everyone here. Since our growth began taking shape some 10 years ago, we've seen a steady flow of benefits to our community. We've seen new schools, new healthcare facilities, new plants to treat our water and wastewater. We've seen a new transit system, an upgraded arena, new accessible playgrounds, new residential development, new industrial development, exponential business growth. And our community asked for more events. We delivered with more national and international events coming here to Swift Current. I could go on, but the point remains the same. Our entire community has benefited from growth and will continue to do so moving forward. This council is committed to our growth plan, and we're generating new opportunities each and every day. We're going to continue to seek out these opportunities to grow our community, because we know that when people are choosing Swift, it's advantageous for our residents, for our city, and for our surrounding region. That being said, we're not interested in growth at all costs. We don't want to be a flash in the pan facing a boom or bust. Sustainable growth that strengthens our housing and business sectors and sees our residents thrive. How do we generate these opportunities? Well, we're fortunate to be home to vast resources and many innovative, entrepreneurial individuals, which together form the foundation of our diverse economy. We have an incredible existing business community here in Swift, which has been our economic backbone for decades, and we remain committed to working side by side with our local businesses, doing all that we can to ensure they remain successful, as their success makes us a better community. we're equally committed to new opportunities. These are what set Swift Current apart, and will continue to go out of our way to bring them to fruition. We've identified industries like renewable energy, manufacturing, agribusiness, and oil and gas. These are all economic strengths for us where we have a competitive advantage over everyone else. And they all offer endless opportunities to our residents and to new and existing businesses. We're home to the most hours of sunshine and the most consistent wind in our province, and we have the 5th clearest skies in all of Canada. We believe that as our province continues to invest in renewable energy, what better place to grow what will be our country's biggest energy resource than in the place where wind and solar power are most abundant. We've already seen a rise in manufacturing locally, with seed companies like ILTA, ETG, and Simpson Seeds, manufacturing companies like S3, and a company right here in Swift that turns hops, barley, water, and yeast into our most favorite Blackbridge brewed beer. All manufacturing companies, all choosing to invest here in Swift Current. And we believe we're just scratching the surface in this very much growing industry. We'll continue to seek out new manufacturing opportunities for Swift Current. We're also home to the world's most rich and fertile land, its highest quality durum wheat, our nation's highest yield of peas and lentils, and its leading agriculture research center. I challenge any business in the world looking for an opportunity in the ag sector to find a better value proposition than what we have to offer right here in Swift Current. Meanwhile, approximately 85% of the estimated 30 billion barrels of oil in this region remain in the ground. Literally untapped opportunities for enhanced recovery methods and technologies. Oil and gas is obviously an established resource here in Swift Current, but clearly it's one that will continue to grow. Now, these are just 4 initial industries that we've identified to begin our efforts, but there are so many more, and we will work diligently to go out of our way to attract. We have a very strong retail sector here in Swift Current, and we will continue to explore new possibilities there. We've been connecting with temporary workers and out-of-town businesses at the new Sask Power Plant, demonstrating to them what we have to permanently offer them here in Swift Current. Opportunities for growth are opportunities for our entire community, for our existing residents, our existing businesses, and the generations that follow us. This budget provides us with the means to generate and deliver these opportunities. It allows us to continue serving the great people of our community to the best of our abilities. It allows us to take care of the infrastructure that keeps us connected and paves the way for our future. These investments that we make as a community make all of these opportunities possible. Thank you so much, Swift Current, and grow Swift.